What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So I want to kind of preface this video because I know people are going to get thrown back as to what I'm even talking about, right? Um, I'm not saying that I will not support the community, and this is not a negative video on anything the community chooses, right? You guys are amazing. The fact that we're even voting on things and getting things done is phenomenal. Did we really make the right choice when it comes to the 0.2%? I don't believe so. But again, that's just my opinion. My opinion is not everybody's opinion. Um, but I do want to let you guys know that the way things are working out or shaping up to be doesn't look like things are panning well for us on chain, right? So, again, we've been seeing low volume, but I'm not basing it on just that volume there. I am looking at what the volume was previously for the last couple of days and all of that stuff. But that's not the sole purpose of this video. I do want to talk about the fact that that is a big piece because we were told that the volume would be a lot higher, but it's I don't want to say that, oh, everything is absolutely, going to hell because of the fact that we're not seeing the highest volume possible. I'm just saying that I don't think it was the right move. And I'll explain why I don't think it was the right move. So hit the like button, guys, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you guys check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel. And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, definitely do that. Follow me on Twitter at Perry8K. And you can get a full, breakdown of maybe some other things, some proposals, what I feel like. You can reach out to me, tweet at me, all of that other type of stuff. We're almost at 13,000 followers, which is awesome. But anyways, let's talk about Terra Luna Classic. If we look at where Terra Luna Classic is right now, I just spoke way too fast there. If we look at where Terra Luna Classic is right now, it's at 0.0002413. It's up about 4.86%, which is amazing. We're seeing the volume that's up about 11%. It's up to $170 million, which is good. It's not the best we've seen. We've seen it up in the billions, like 2 billion, 3 billion. But we're seeing it at $172 million. The current market cap is at 1.589 billion dollars. Fully diluted market cap, very close to that as well. Now, again, what I wanted to talk about here was mainly around the percentage change. If you didn't know, we had a 1.2% burn tax on Terra Luna Classic on-chain transactions. We applied a lot of pressure to Binance. Binance said, you know what, we don't want to implement this because if we implement it, then other exchanges, people will just go to other exchanges and we'll lose out on business, which is totally understandable for them. So they decided to eventually do an opt-in button. That opt-in button, they didn't actually launch. They immediately, backtracked on it and said, look, you know what? We're not going to do an opt-in button. We're just going to take a percentage of our fees and go about that, knowing that they were going to launch Binance Convert and not actually contribute to a hell of a lot of burns, right? The last week was 1.3 or 1 point something billion coins that they end up burning off for 7 days, which is not good compared to the 60% volume that flows through Binance. So, everybody else's thought process was that 1.2% was way too high and that 0.2% would be way better, thinking that that would make a difference and that exchanges would implement it and more volume would come back to on-chain. Sorry, my nose is itching. But that wasn't the case. So if we go over to Terra Station, right, if we look at all detail here in Terra Station and we look at Luna, for the last couple of days, on the 24th, 23rd, 22nd, we're seeing 12 billion, 16 billion, 12 billion. That's not high volume. I don't think that's high volume. It was just recently implemented, so you're not seeing a crazy amount. But if we look at where people are saying, oh, volume actually increased, they're looking at the last 7 days where they see October 19th and the thought or the idea that this was coming through and creating the buy the rumor, more or less sell the news type of event, you're looking at it go from 14 billion to 34 billion. It's like, uh-oh, this is definitely going to make a difference. Keep in mind that this is only a 20 billion increase. It's still not even a, it's basically 100%. You're looking at it over 100%, but you're not looking at it at the level that you need it to be because they decreased the tax from 1.2% down to 0.2%, dividing it by 6. So meaning you needed to see the volume increase by 6x in order to see them burn the same amount of volume that they would have for the 1.2. Now, granted, I understand people are saying, hey, you're not giving this enough time. I'm not giving it enough time. You're right. 1.2% was given 3 weeks, which it should have been given longer. It still would have been to the same volume numbers as here. We just would have been burning a lot more. And, the 0.2%, I'm giving it like a few days and we're not seeing any type of activity. Now, there's no way. I don't believe it. And if I'm wrong, please come at me and I will tell you that I am wrong if it does happen. There's no way in hell that we're going to see a 6x return or 6x increase in Terra Luna Classic when it comes to volume on chain. The reason why they are not here is because it's more beneficial to them to buy on Binance Convert or buy on Binance. It's 0% tax versus a 1.2 or 0.2% tax over on those platforms. Even on KuCoin, you may look at 0.1% that goes in a fee, and that's still lower than 0.2%. Why in the hell would they move from the exchange back over to on-chain knowing that it's still at a higher price than what that was? Now, what this will help, and this is all coming from what I understand, right? It will help a lot of utility coming back to the chain that does multiple transactions. That's something that it will help. But does that mean that we will see a 6x increase in transactions? No, I don't believe that's the case. We may see an increase in transactions and I'm all for it. But if we look at how things have moved for the past 30 days, it's still in line, right? For the last 2 days, it's still in line with how the rest of the market was, right? The rest of the days were, where we're at, a high of 36 billion, a low of 10 billion, and we're hovering right around those points at 16 and 12 billion there, respectively. But so what I'm saying is the 0.2%, I don't believe is going to work and was a mistake. Are we going to go back on it? No, I think we need to give it time for it to work a little bit. But I guarantee once we have a bullish momentum and things are absolutely running, people are going to be like, here, look, it's at 100 billion coins that are flowing through Terra Station. See, I told you. And if we decided to still have that 1.2%, it would have still been at 100 billion coins. The reason being is because, they were purchasing through there. Now, the only way that it wouldn't be is if a ton of transactions went through certain utility that weren't there before at the 1.2%. That's the only way we could see that. Now, I just think that it's just maybe we could have had some exceptions for certain things. I don't know what the option was, but lowering the tax rate, I feel like if we're trying to save this, we keep the tax rate where it is for maybe a year or 2 years. That utility comes back in 3 years and we're golden, right? The utility's back. We don't have the burn tax anymore because the supply is lower and, we're sitting pretty. But I don't believe the burn tax, lowering the burn tax will work and increasing the volume. If it was to 0.6, lowering it by, splitting it in half, then it's a possibility that we could have seen this increase a hell of a lot in volume. See it double in volume. Yeah, that's something that can definitely happen. But seeing something 6x in volume going from, from 100 or 10 million to 60 million, we could see that happen. But from going from 30 million, obviously to 118, 180 billion. So if we're going, what is it? 30, 60, I don't know, going from 30 billion to 180 billion. There we go. That, doesn't really line up with me that we can do that. But it all depends on what type of bull run we have. So again, we're going to have to make it work. I'm making it work. I'm just letting you know that I don't 100% agree, and it's okay to disagree. It's not saying that everything's going to hell and that we're never going to see any type of increases. That's not the case. We're definitely going to see increases. We're going to see things run, and we're seeing more and more utility that's built. I just feel like the 1.2% would have burned a lot faster, but we're not looking to burn overnight. It would have burned in maybe, 2 or 3 years. But now what we're looking at is this may take 5 or 10 years for this to play out. Now, depends. We might see way more utility and Also, this whole repeg of USTC may end up burning quite a bit as well. So there's so many variables, but I'm excited to see what comes up. So hit the like button, guys. Hit the subscribe button. I'm sorry if you took offense to this video. If you are a little hurt or thrown back by it, I don't mean it in any type of way. I'm just letting you know this is my opinion, right? And everybody's entitled to their opinion. So again, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.